Hello YouTubers. In this video I'm going to share with you how I've generated upwards of $600,000 using social media over the past 18 months and how I've further reinvested some of those revenues into other avenues to create total revenues upwards of $1.5 million. My name is Paul Dutton. Welcome to my brand new channel, Monetization Mastery, where all we talk about is making money online and doing things that we love as a passion. So if you're new to the channel, which you will be because this is the first video, please do the usuals. Click on the subscribe button, select the notification bell and select the all option at the top so you don't miss any future notifications about videos that I do in the future. And of course, give me a thumbs up and drop me a comment in the video and let me know about some of your money making methods and how you plan to make a full-time revenue online. In this video, I'm going to be taking you specifically through the top 3 methods that I've done to generate the aforementioned $1.5 million and get under the hood a little bit with some of that. So stick around, it's going to be exciting. Let's get into things. So a little bit about me before we get going. My name is Paul Dutton, as I mentioned before. I'm a normal guy who used to work in IT. I live in the West Midlands in the United Kingdom, and I've got a wife, 2 children and 2 cats. So big cat lover here. If you've got a cat, let me know down in the comments below. Happy to talk cats all day long. They are great. So the first item on the list is Facebook in-stream ads. I'm going to show you how I've made over $600,000 using that and how I've reinvested a lot of that to make even further revenue. So we'll jump into my computer. I'll show you how I've done that. I'll talk you through the mechanism and I'll show you some of my social proof on how I've generated that revenue. So I'm currently in my Facebook Creator Studio, which is where you get all your insights for Facebook activity. So if I just go to my insight section and then go to earnings, you can see that I've pre-selected a period here, which is the 1st of November 2019 through to the 30th of April 2021, which is 18 months. And you can see the revenue here. So it's just shy of $650,000 in that period. And all this revenue comes from basically Facebook in-stream ads, which are effectively ads and videos. So just to kind of give some more context as to what this actually is, we've actually seen this on YouTube for years. It's the ads that you see in any YouTube video. So if you've watched one of their videos on their platform, at the start of the video or in the middle or even at the end, you could get some kind of advertisement come up trying to sell you a pair of trainers or something that you're likely to be interested in based on targeted advertising. And you also may find that there are surveys or something like that embedded in the video at the start or the end as well, asking you to select some options. They're all forms of YouTube advertising, and every time your users or your subscribers are exposed to those advertisements, you earn money. I think it's for every 1,000 views that you'll earn some kind of rate of return. So Facebook have Facebook in-stream ads, which is the exact same thing. It doesn't quite work in the same way mechanically, but ultimately you can still insert ads into videos which are a certain length, and provided that you meet the platform's requirements for that particular feature, you can earn money from your videos quite easily just by uploading the videos, and ads will get inserted into them automatically. You also get an RPM, which is a kind of a calculation that suggests this is the rate on average that you would earn for every 1 minute view of that video. So I've seen this as low as like 25 cents and probably even lower in some cases. And I've also seen this as high as $25 and $30. So depending on the type of content, the niche, there's certainly value to be made in this, in that space. And of course the monetizable 1 minute views is just how many minutes are viewed in your videos that are eligible to earn. So every single one of them is worth some kind of money, which is great. So I've probably got 50 or so, maybe 60 Facebook pages collectively across the board, some of which I use and some of which I don't. And they cover a wide range of topics from hobbies, news and media, nostalgia, entertainment, comedy, all these kind of things. And all I do is target the content to the audience so that it matches and that they enjoy that content or engage with it. And then as a result of that, they watch my videos when I post them, and I make money for every 1,000 views of those videos at this RPM rate. And that RPM here is actually calculated over the number of pages that I have, so it's an average. So some pages are a lot higher than others. So I'll put a link in the video description to the Facebook in-stream ads platform just so you can read a little bit more about it. If you're not on it and you've kind of got some experience with Facebook, it's certainly worth doing. And if you haven't, in the future, I'll be doing a full breakdown on the steps that you need to do. And I might even write a course later on to just detail how anyone else can get onto Facebook in-stream ads, the kind of things you have to uncover, and some of the things you have to do in order to be eligible. So by inserting ads into videos on Facebook, you can effectively make revenue. So if you're already a video creator or you have an interest in creating videos, or whether you're paying someone else to create those videos for you, that's totally fine. You're still eligible to do this. You just need a good audience, and it's an easy way to make money. So totally recommend it. And with that, I'm going to segue directly into the second method that I'm looking at to make money at the moment, which is by using blogs, news and media websites, and other online content to drive traffic and get more exposure to adverts. So again, we're going to jump back into my computer and show you some more proof of traffic. So I've just logged into my Google Analytics console to show you the second mechanism that I'm using to make money at the moment. And it's definitely something in an exploratory stage. And I've been doing it for around 4 months or so, just coming into 5 months. And what I'm showing here is it's traffic that I've pulled to a website that I had built. It was actually to a couple of websites that I had built, which are designed for blogging, news articles, and entertainment value. So what I have done to do this is I've leveraged the use of my existing Facebook pages to drive traffic to websites that are specifically connected or have a relevance to the audience on those Facebook pages. So, and it's a really clever way to make money. So, getting traffic is one thing, but actually, how do you make money out of it is another one. So effectively, the process that I followed was to stand up a couple of websites. So I went to Fiverr.com, found a really good guy who seemed interested in doing websites and wasn't just looking for a really cheap and cheerful option. He was willing to put the effort and the hours in to make it perfect for me. Branded those websites with some very cheap basic branding by using something like Canva to build some logos and some designs. And then in effect, once I had those websites set up, it was about writing some content that I could put on those sites. So around topics that I had Facebook pages specifically covering. And that just gives me an opportunity to then push traffic from that audience out to my website, who will also find my website content of interest to them. And because some of these Facebook pages that I have got, upwards of 3 million followers because I've built them over time, I can now drive traffic pretty big whenever there's any big breaking news stories or any entertainment articles about some particular area of the world or a Facebook page that I have. So it's a very clever way to do it. And all you really need is a website standing up. You need a topic and a niche and some articles that you can write about. Typically articles are between 300 and 500 words, I think, nowadays. And if you're doing longer articles, like perhaps bigger tributes or looking into the why something has happened, or perhaps doing like a review video on a product or a laptop or something like that, and you can expect those to be between 1,500 and 2,000 words, and sometimes even just as 1,000 words. So they don't take a super long time to write. You can probably write these things in 30 minutes to an hour. It's definitely worth looking at. And what we do then, what I do rather, is I put advertising in my website. So I use Google AdSense as a platform to allow me to put adverts in my website content that you're exposed to. And we've all seen this on other sites. It's those little boxes with like a blue cross and a triangle in the corner. Those are Google ads that are served up by Google AdSense. And every time somebody clicks on one of those, I make some money. So that's kind of the idea really behind that. And there are also other ad providers as well. So you can actually work directly with companies if they've got embed codes and things to put stuff on your website. And you can also work with native ad providers who are more like ad networks. So they've got big contacts, lots of people advertising with them, and lots of customers who they put adverts on their sites. So, you can be one of those. And if you've got the social proof like this to be able to demonstrate that, it's a really lucrative way of making money. I can't show you the revenue earnings from this because most of the earnings that I've got at the moment are from Google AdSense, and their policy states I can't share the revenues, otherwise I'll be kicked off the program. And I don't really want to risk that given it's a new revenue opportunity. They are quite strict about what you can and can't do, Google, so you have to be very careful. But if you've got content that's unique, it's yours, you haven't copied it from elsewhere, and you've got a way of getting traffic to your site, maybe Facebook pages, or even through a traffic network or some other ad provider. You could even use something like Google ads or Facebook ads to drive traffic to a specific URL. That is a great way of making money. This little bonus tip, this is a great mechanism for monetizing Facebook pages that perhaps have been demonetized from limited originality. So, I think we've all got them. I've certainly got some pages that have been demonetized for the same reasons, where I used to do critique and reviews of programs and TV shows and things like that. And that's not considered to be acceptable to Facebook anymore, but I can still use the audience that I had on those pages to drive traffic to my site, which can be monetized. So don't think just because you've lost your pages on Facebook, for example, that you can't do anything with them. There's always a way. You just need to think outside the box a little bit. So I'll definitely do another video on that in the future and get more into the depth of that. But for now, I would say, get yourself a website, maybe get some traffic coming to that site, get yourself some blogs and some articles written and set up, and then of course, get signed up to some ad networks and make some, I don't want to say semi-passive income because you'll have to write articles, but it's quite passive once you've done that. So by combining Facebook in-stream ads and Facebook pages, along with articles and using the traffic from those Facebook pages to further drive revenues, I've continually improved on that and made a lot of money. And I plan to continue on this vein because whilst it's a valid option, it's certainly an easy one to go down. And it really depends on the complexity of your videos and of course the complexity of your blog posts and articles, but I'd certainly recommend getting into both of them, and I'll do a deep dive video on both of those methods in future videos on this channel. With that said, we should probably get into our final and third area of revenue income, and this is the one that's created some significant growth, and it's actually called cryptocurrency. So it's a buzzword, you've probably heard of it. What I'll do is I'll jump back into my computer, show you some more social proof of how I've invested some of that $650,000 I showed earlier and how I've pushed that to an even bigger height. So let's get in there. So we're looking at cryptocurrency today for the third part of the video, and I wanted to share with you some of the revenues that I've made so far and some of my thoughts on the space and how we're going to go forward with that. So firstly, I'm just going to go to the trading platform that I use, which is called eToro, etoro.com. And if I go to my portfolio, I'm already logged in and you can see the numbers I'm talking about. So I've invested in this particular platform just under $170,000 and it's yielded around a $920,000 profit in about 3 or 4 months, which is insane because the crypto market is booming. So I currently have close to $1.1 billion of equity in here that I could withdraw at any time, and subject to a little bit of capital gains tax because of the volume of numbers I'm talking about, I'll be looking at a nice, easy, $800,000 of profit, say, which is crazy, right? Or revenue. So cryptocurrency is a very buzzword at the moment. There's lots of different trading platforms out there and there's lots of different coins out there. So just to also demonstrate some other investments I've got, I'm just going to log in on my phone to another app that I have. So I'm going to share this on screen quickly. So I'm just going to screen mirror my phone onto here, if I can do it. There it is. And so that's now appeared. And if we go to my crypto.com app, I've booted this up already, and then I'll do a big reveal on the balance here, which is now $613,000. So in addition to the $1.1 million of equity I have over on eToro, I've actually got another $600,000 invested in a different platform. And that's because there's lots of different exchanges where you can make this happen. So there's not just one, and there's different ones, like crypto.com is one of them, eToro is another, Binance.com, but there's Binance US if you're in the US. There's lots of different places where you can purchase cryptocurrency and you can make profit. And all you're really doing is you're buying something and you're holding it, and as the value of that goes up, you make more money. It's like an investment in anything, basically. It's actually no different to that. Which is great, So a little bit of an interesting story about cryptocurrency is around Bitcoin and around what happened with that. So, this was launched, it was around the 2010 mark, 2011, something like that. And there was a guy who actually held at one point in time 10,000 Bitcoins, which is insane today. But he actually used them to purchase one of the first ever cryptocurrency transactions. He actually bought 2 pizzas for his family so he could test the proof that you can actually buy something with an electronic currency, and it was seen as a massive success. So let's fast forward 10 years on. If he still had those 10,000 Bitcoins today, he'd be the proud owner of somewhere between 550 and 650 million dollars. And that's because the scale of the coin has just grown exponentially, really, to a point where it's now pushing, but it's floating around between $50,000 and $65,000 at the moment, and there is talks of it being a $1 million coin in the next 5 to 10 years. So this market is definitely not going away. We're very much in the infancy. And what I would say to anyone is, if you have some spare money to invest, it is worth investing in. I don't do any complicated trading, or day trading as it's called, where you're trying to play the market off against itself and you're trying to invest quickly and make a quick profit. That's not really what I'm doing with this. I'm actually doing this fairly passively. So once I've invested in my cryptocurrencies, I tend to just leave them there, and they are accumulating at an insane value. And what I would say is, for one of the cryptocurrencies I definitely look into is Cardano ADA, because it's probably the biggest and most exciting cryptocurrency project out there, and it's really worth having a look at what they're doing in Africa and all the Africa deals that they have planned, where they're looking to basically transform the way Africa operates financially by enabling them with something that they've never had before, which is like a full-blown online banking system, which could be absolutely amazing for them and for everybody else. And if you're an investor and this actually takes off, and it will, because it already is, the first agreement is already in place, I can see insane returns on Cardano ADA. I mean, where it is now is pretty high. It's like at 172, I think, or something like that, and it's growing. I can see that going much, much further. We could have a $10, $20 ADA. So the more you invest in that, the more you can be making from it. And that's all I've done. I've taken profits from my other part of the business, invested them into this to create myself a long-term retirement income, and something that I can do anything I want with. So just a bit of social proof on that and cryptocurrency, and it's something I'd definitely say get into. So there you have it. 3 different methods of making money, different approaches for each one: social media, blogging and marketing using online websites, and cryptocurrency. And my combined return is somewhere between 1.6 and $1.7 million of revenue. Obviously there has been some investment to make that, but it's not significant. The cryptocurrency profit is as much as you put into that. So as I showed, I've probably put $250,000 into it, I would say, in total, and it's yielded 1.7 million in return. And I don't have to do anything else with that. The growth is just there naturally. So let me know what you thought of this video, which parts you liked the best. Make sure you leave a comment below and stick a thumbs up if you like the video, and let me know what you think I could do better next time, or if there's something that you'd like me to cover in a future video. I'd be more than happy to do that. And of course, subscribe to the channel, click the notification bell, select the all option so you don't miss any future updates from me, and I'll see you in the next video.